have not scheduled a live, so I'm going to wait for other people to come in. I know that it's going to be a very small audience because I didn't notify anybody. There is no 911. There is no emergency. I just wanted to go live. It's been a while, and I have waited so long to do a live since I've moved. I just wanted to go live. So I'm going to see if anybody gets the notification and decides to come in and join. Again, I apologize for being so last minute about it. But if I need to schedule it, I will, because I know, again, that it's last minute. Hello, how are you doing? I waited at the last minute to decide to go live, so I didn't notify anybody, and I apologize for that. I let me do my iPad because I can never see the comments on my phone like I can on the iPad. But yeah, I'm doing good. How are you doing today? Um, let's see. How is everybody? Again, I apologize for like last minute. There is no 911, no fire or anything going on. I just was like, I haven't gone live in a while. And because I'm still getting used to being in a different time zone, I know I'll be way later than what I should be with stuff. So I'm trying to do better, but okay. I got to the comments. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I am. I hope everybody else is as well. Good to see you, Stay. Good to see y'all. Like, it's been a while. I'm like, I haven't been live since I moved. And the next one will be planned. So I apologize for just, springing it up at the last minute. But I wanted to go live. So here we are. It's so much happening in our space right now. I just decided to back away and take a day to literally do nothing but what did you say, Tim? What? Oh, where did the chat go? I think I'm gonna have to go up out of this. Do it again. Okay, I can see this now. Tim got all that meat. What's up with that? You know, I think that those people that processed Tim's meat saw the bad condition that it was in and told him that he was not going to be able to do anything else with that meat. But I've seen on their packages before where it says not for sale. So, Tim is not regulated by the USDA. So I'm sure that even any time that he has decided to try and do something else with that meat, it wasn't legal for him to do that. And we've questioned it, but I think this video answered everybody's question, like that it's only good for their family. And it's not a good idea for them either, but it's only good for their family. Um say, do Megan have the wig? I'm going to assume Megan has the wig and that Tim is not allowing Megan to wear the wig. So Tim started out this video talking about let him who stole steal no more and all, his lovable scripture that he likes to use. But in my eyes, he's stealing from Megan by not allowing her to accept gifts that were given to her. I can remember when their subscribers would send them things and Tim would allow for him to receive the gifts that he was given. If they sent him some shoes, if they sent him some t-shirts, he would keep those gifts and use them. But Megan was only allowed to accept things that were like for the house. And so how can you accept gifts from somebody and you don't allow your wife to accept a gift from somebody? He wants to keep her in that state that she's in, depressed, not feeling herself. And of course, I would say being embarrassed when that camera gets turned on, because I would be. I would be embarrassed to be looking like that. And she puts on a brave face, but we can see when that wall collapses and she's, not feeling herself. Yeah, they got that wig. Yes, they got the wig. It would take God for him to allow for her to wear it. But as I said before, sending that wig would tell us who we're dealing with. So now we know for a fact who we're dealing with. There's no question about that. We know that they got the wig, so now we know who we're dealing with. He does not allow for his wife to have anything, whether it comes from him or someone else. So it's not hypothetical. It's no longer a theory. We know for a fact that he would not allow for her to have something that was given to her, which is sad. It's so sad. No, he didn't allow for her to have the wig. You're right. I agree with you 100%. Back to being his cheerleader. Yeah, she was having a bad day, maybe a bad 2 days, because I remember the video where she was sitting in the boys' room and she didn't look too happy. And then fast forward to the video where they were outside and she was side eyeing him. I was trying to find something on my iPad, so I missed Megan side eyeing him, but if she could have burned a hole in the side of his head, she would have. Um, when you start seeing somebody look like that, that is where they're getting to that fed up point. So when not Megan, when R. Kelly said when a woman's fed up, she's getting to that point. Now she's still not there. She's not 100% there. But one of you all mentioned that she had to have felt good to know that people care about her, to see authorities come out there. So she may have had a little more voice about herself, like speaking up for herself and being able to show her emotions for a moment, because she knows that people are out there rooting for her. Somebody is concerned that she's not out there on an island by herself and nobody's coming. Um, it's not the first or the last call that will happen, but we see the fire that it has put up under him for even if a week. He has gotten rid of evidence of mistreating animals. He's hoarding meat now. I mean, he's been a hoarder. That hoard is even worse. And I haven't watched this full video. I've probably seen like the first 20 minutes of it. And I know that he said something about eventually they were going to get different types of deep freezers. Can y'all imagine the weight that he's going to put on that trailer by adding more deep freezers to this situation? He's already taken some stuff from under the foundation. He has that safe in their bedroom that's pulling away from the house, placing weight on it. He already has 2 deep freezers in that kitchen. Then he's talking about putting some outside on the porch. So first of all, it's going to look like Sanford and Son for real, but the weight that's going to put on that house, and he's already messing with their foundation. Tim is out there without a clue, without an entire clue. So hey Montana. So yeah, Tim is out there without a clue. He's just like, look at all this. Look at all of this meat. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Now, what are they going to do with all of that? I can remember when my children were younger and meat grocery shopping. You know, you might buy meat that you never use, and it may sit in there for 3 or 4 months before it's touched. By that time, you bought more meat that you haven't touched. So this is for just a regular size family. Tim and them have meat enough to feed an army, and he's steadily accumulating and adding to it. So you can't convince me that he did this on purpose. By all means, somebody called and made him have to go and get rid of those animals that were malnourished. He is sad. He is a sick person. I'm gonna let some of this play, but
stainless steel, or I think they call it charcoal gray as well. And so, yeah, I was hoping, and I was praying, and I was saying in my head, I was like, by the time I get home, I already know that deep freeze is probably going to be there, because I know the Lord is going to give us everything we need. I'm not going to show up with all this meat and then not have a deep freezer to put it in. And just like I was praying, just like I was thinking, hallelujah, deep freezer down there by the farm gates. Yeah. But yeah, so all this meat, and yeah, beautiful thing. Y'all excited about this?
Okay, again, I have not watched this yet, but somebody said it's 5 deep freezers in a row. 5, 5 or 3? Is it 5 deep freezers or 3, y'all? Let me know. It's just the one that he ordered, right? Even though I know that they're going to need more. I know that they're going to need more with all that meat that he has, but that would be going into the living area and that saltine cracker that they stand in. But let's go on.
Super excited, and a freezer to put it in. Yeah, so. Listen, Benjamin said, "Yay, meat, 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 meat."
Benjamin didn't say nothing.
Thank you,
they need to stop
so
it.
Excited. Yeah, this is a lot of meat. This is the meat from 5 small lambs, and so they produce probably about 150, 100 pounds, something like that of meat. And then from 6 hogs, 2 of the hogs were nice size, they were regular size, 4 of them were small. And so, yeah, I'm super excited about this, but we got to go down here now. I get.
Okay, so I'm going to have to pay better attention. Somebody say you don't find it strange that she has on a jacket. And I hadn't looked at the screen, so I need to pay attention to that. I'm going to pay attention before I say anything. I'm just going to look.
I guess we can go down and get the deep freeze first, huh? Yes, good idea. We need to get that. And the yard may be dry enough by now for me to bag up there, but we may still go ahead and get the wagon. So instead of usually I just pull the excursion rooster down by the house and we unload, but I think we're gonna go ahead and just get the wagon and then just bring the items from here, so we won't have to pull the excursion on the grass, on our nice beautiful grass. Look at the beautiful grass. Oh yeah. So we won't have to mess up our nice beautiful.
So Tim talking about so they won't have to pull the excursion on their nice, beautiful grass. That grass is brand new. That grass is as new as that meat that's coming out there now. He's bragging on something that he has had no pride in the whole 3 years that they've been working on this trailer. Well, mobile home.
That looks neon green right there. That's some green pastures. Not one grass seed was used to grow this grass. It was just compost that we made on the farm. So it was a beautiful thing. But let's go ahead and get this deep freezer.
Tim said that it was no grass seeds, it was compost. Do y'all believe that? Like, when you see piles of compost, wouldn't it look darker in areas where he had put compost out there for grass? Like, when you use compost for stuff like that, it still takes a while for it to root and for it to allow for something to grow up through it. Whereas grass seeds, that's instant. We know Tim had grass seeds. We know that he has been planting them everywhere else. What would keep him from listening to people who have told him to plant grass seeds in their front yard and him actually do that? If Tim spread grass seeds out there, then this is what you're going to see. If Tim did compost, he still will be like he was on Blade Watch, looking like, when is something going to come up through there? And we will see dark patches wherever he's talking about he treated it with compost. A lie don't care who tell it. And that's definitely him. A lie does not care who tell it.
I guess I can go ahead and just get the tractor and bring it down Or maybe I can just toss it on my back and just carry it down with one arm. All right. You know I can do it. Okay. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and get the tractor.
Okay, so y'all saying it's 5 freezers in this house. So is that gonna be in this video, or do I need to go to a different video? Because again, I have completely unplugged from IG Farms for the past couple of days. So let me know if it's in this video or if I need to switch videos, because I need to see this. You know, I have talked about Tim and his worship of meat and how gluttonous he is. But 5 deep freezers? Is this video? Okay. Okay, cool. This, okay. Let me calm down before I get started. I'm going to let this play some more. Y'all got me irritated.
Put it on up here, get it in the house.
Telling me.
And we're going to do it quick because we don't want our meat to sit out here too long. But yeah, I think we can do that pretty quickly. Get the freezer down here with the tractor.
Okay.
Get it unboxed, get it in the house, and get it plugged up. And then we start bringing all the meat in. So y'all stick around.
Today we're unboxing Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear. Wow.
Let me read some of the comments. I messed it up again. So, while it's on commercial, you know, I have seen everything that you all, like messages you sent me about, was it Southern Reaction Media getting their page taken. First of all, I feel bad for them. I think that if anybody has started going over there and watching their channel, that they should be able to sit at home and still pull them up and watch them. And I haven't heard exactly what happened for them not to have their channel, but it's a whole lot happening in this space right now. And I just feel like some things are not justified, you know. I try to stay politically correct. So I think a lot of things that I don't say because everything that I think does not need to be verbalized. But I really hate that they don't have their channel anymore. You heard claims of cyberbullying. You know, and that's what it's given. And it happens so easily. So, you know, to sit at home or wherever you are, independent, and cover this channel, you should be able to do that and not be worrying about interference from anybody. Now, if Tim was offended and if Tim is the reason that they don't have their channel, then by all means. But I would think that if Tim was that offended, then Tim would be offended across the board, if that makes sense. So it's sad. It's really sad. You know, that was part of me, like, just not even doing any reactions over the past couple of days. You know, I did the burning bridge, but there was nothing current. You know, where the scripture says, be still and know that I am God. Just be still in a moment and let him work that out. You don't have to put your hands on anything. If he says be still, it's not just a physical still. It's like, be quiet also. Maybe he's talking to you. Maybe he wants you to hear something. But he's saying, be still and know that I have this. So I had to just take a moment and step back and just, you know, let him work. Take my hands off of everything. For them not to hit a table. Yeah, so strikes and warnings can come from any direction. Like, you can get a strike because somebody had a complaint and called attention to your material, which gave you a strike. It's not just automatically coming from just YouTube, you know. Somebody will spotlight it and make YouTube go and look with a magnifying glass, and then now you have a strike. They're like, okay, yeah, I can see what you're talking about. So, I think it's unfortunate. I'm not sure, again, what happened. I really think it's unfortunate, though. going back to my iPad, I miss so many messages when I'm just looking from my phone. So let me see if this music is off. Again, I apologize for the last minute live. I was just like, I haven't gone live in a month. The last live I did, I think, was maybe a day, maybe 2 days before I left Texas. Let me unmute this. I see I'm missing comments.
Now move everything else down.
Yeah, that's right.
Move all that now. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get the deep freeze unboxed while they're working on that, so we can get this meat in here.
Are you gonna put the meat in there? Or are you gonna put the meat in there? Okay, I see Southern Reaction is here. I just want to say I really hate that you don't have your channel or that particular channel. I don't know the details and it's really none of my business, but I just know that this community is going through a lot right now, and nothing is by happenstance. Like, it just coincidences don't just happen like that. Somebody asked, when has the reaction channels been a community? I don't even think it's about that. So if a person decides to start a reaction channel, it's because they feel a way about a situation and they start to react to it. The way that that person feels does not have to coincide with somebody else. Everybody has their own viewpoint of where they're coming from. So being a community is not the goal. The goal is, what are they going through out here, and does your channel help push that forward? Nobody will ever always be in agreement, but respect each other. Respect other people's space. That's it. Just respect. Again, I'm not a busybody, so I'm not over in people's comments. I'm not, doing the most to see what's going on. So there are a lot of things I cannot say because I don't know. I don't know. Um, but I just know that it's a lot going on right now. I do know that. And so because I've personally been attacked, then I definitely think I can speak on it. So I hate that. I hate Real G's channel got taken. I hate Southern Media's channel was taken. I hate uh I hate that there's a video out there of me saying things that I didn't say. Still up. Money being made off of it. I could have had that uh argument of doing a strike or something, but I just don't think that that's the route to go. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, even if it's about me. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Uh, a person disagreeing with me doesn't make me feel bad. You're supposed to. That means that we're individuals. But I would just like for it to be factual. Can at least be facts. But anyway, uh, yeah, I know I'm missing comments. Okay. So it's partially about this video because I'm trying to keep up with everything and I'm getting lost in the shuffle now. And hitting the wrong buttons. Couldn't afford to pay the price. Snuck in through the back. We ain't going nowhere. That's what's up. That's what's up. But again, I'm not sure what happened to your channel. So, just tread a little lighter this time so that we can keep enjoying your content. Because, you have always been in the lives. And so I know how you get down. So just tread a little bit lighter so that we can keep watching your content, okay? That's my only advice. Nothing other than that. We need to keep you around. Remove for strikes, but we'll do better. Thank you. Just do better so that we can keep watching you. That's all. Lesson learned. So, back to this gluttonous family out here. Like, how many deep freezers do you need in a cracker box? Because this don't make no sense at all.
Trash from the boxing, from the packaging. I'm gonna go ahead, the boys and I will go ahead and go out here and start getting all the meat brought in. And Megan start getting everything organized and put it in the deep freezer.
Look at this. A wagon for meat, y'all. A wagon for meat. Tim just went and got meat 3 months ago. He just had animals butchered 3 months ago. About the same amount of meat. And now here he goes again. Gluttony is a sin. And there's nothing that Tim can do with all of this meat. Oh my goodness. And he's not going to give any away. Who goes and buys a deep freezer and then they planned on giving it away? Then what is that deep freezer for? And now this is going to be full of that meat and he still has to go and slaughter those chickens. Gluttony. But it's all about God, right? You think it's a flex? Well, his flex is proving that he's a liar, that it's not about giving to those in need. His flex just went against what he said he was out there for. Let me fill up this kitchen with deep freezers. Let me put some more weight on this foundation that I have already uh, messed with. Let me see how fast I can get my floors to collapse. Let me see because Tim keeps talking about selling this property and those floors are not going to be worth anything after he gets through putting all this weight on it. And all the weight is from their end of the house. So the end that the boys are on, that house is going to start to shift and settle, and it's going to be gangster leaning over to the side and separating. He's going to start seeing all kinds of cracks in the walls because of all this weight he's putting on the house. And then he's talking about putting something outside on the porch. It don't make sense.
The paper bags that it's in are kind of tearing up from the meat kind of thawing in the water.
Hello, hello, everybody coming in.
And bring it in the house, but we have plenty of hands to get it done. And Megan is in the inside getting cleaned up from where we unboxed the deep freezer. And yeah, so I'm ready to get this meat in the house, get it in the deep freezer, and then we start sorting it and deciding like who we're gonna donate to, what meat goes where, and all those type of things. But I'm super excited about making some dip and some shepherd's pie and jambalaya. It's gonna be amazing. But let's get this meat in the house and get it in.
Okay, so I don't know whether to call you Southern Reaction or Teddy, but you said preview tonight. You're doing a preview tonight? Is that what you're saying? For everybody who is their first time of making a live, hello, welcome in. I'm glad to see everybody. I did not plan on going live, so I apologize for the last minute. I just realized it had been a month, and so I just set up and went live. Southside Talks. Okay, Southside Talks. I will look you up as soon as I finish. So, did y'all see that it's Southern Talks now? And Southern Talks is going to talk right so that we can keep watching. Look at all this meat. going into this house where the floor is up off the ground, just loading it down, just packing it down. How much more weight can I get in here? I know I removed these cinder blocks, but we're gonna make sure that I get out of the house. I know my floors are compromised, but it don't matter. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Tapeworms and parasites. For sure. We already know that those sheep had parasites. Tim can argue against it if he wants to, but looking at them in their coats, don't know if it wants to shed or not. Parasites. Not switching them out of those paddocks often enough. Parasites. Having them eat all the grass away and they just messing everywhere. Parasites. That's a fact. That's not allegedly. We watched him keep those, like those sheep stayed in that very first paddock, I know, a year, and he didn't move them. They're saying you have to move them once a week. So what do you think that happened to those animals?
You might not think about doing a workout, but that was a lot of pounds of meat. And the boys and I gathered loaded or gathered unloaded, gathered in the house, and that made us in the inside packaging everything up, or putting everything in the deep freezer and everything. But I'm in an all-out sweat, good cardio, strength exercise. We just carried about 800 pounds of meat by hand up the steps. And
so somebody asked, why doesn't the slaughterhouse turn the animals away? And you know, I have watched butchers talk about having meat that they knew was cancerous, and they're told to cut the cancerous part of the meat out, well, the parts that you can see. And they'll show the meat. They'll show you where the cancer is in the meat, in the animal. Somebody slaughtered that animal before it made it to the grocery store. So their standards still have to be pretty low. So they've told him he cannot sell that meat, but for his family, they still will give it to them. They probably had conversations about it, how unhealthy it was, made sure that they label all of it not for resale, but even public consumption, they give us meat that has cancer in it. So if it has cancer, you know, have y'all seen videos where people show tapeworms and stuff in the meat that they buy? So it happens on all levels. We just know that he got some. We can see where he has some. So yeah, USDA is different, but I don't think USDA is across the board. I don't think it's everywhere, because they definitely just will put anything out there. It would be a loss for them if they only went with meat that was up to standard.
that's our house. Nice. High five. We did. Exactly. We did it. We did it. I'm in an all-out sweat right now. But let's get in here. High five, Benjamin. Benjamin helped too. Everybody did a good job. Teamwork. That's what it's all about.
Right. If he was going to donate the meat, why didn't he have the people over there? Right. You know, that's what I'm saying. Why do you need a whole other deep freezer if you really plan on giving something away? Why do you need a deep freezer for that? You just be prepared to give it out. Who spends money on a deep freezer that they're not going to need because it's going to be empty because they did what they said God told them to do and donate it? So he never had intentions of doing that. And again, he said they keep only 20 to 30% of their meat, but their deep freezers were still so full that he had to go buy another one. And y'all are saying 2 or 3 more. So he never planned on giving anything away. Any of his subscribers who are paying attention should see this big lie that he told. Look at that. Just look at that. There's no way that this can be a flex for him when we all saw the condition that those animals were in. We could see their ribs, their backs were caving in, their hair didn't know whether it should shed off or not.
Put it into the deep freezer. Is that it? That's it. All right. You almost had a whole full deep freezer. I just ground meat. And this is the ground lamb over here, going all the way down to the bottom. As you can see, we have a lot of ground pork over there. And we started eating because we got less links.
Okay, somebody else is saying 5 deep freezers. Is it 5? I have to see this. I have to see this. He better not have 5 deep freezers. Tim, you gonna make me start a new series if you got 5 deep freezers. Now, if you got 5 deep freezers, we're about to go from burning bridges to gluttony real fast, and I'm going to do a series over gluttony. You better not have 5 deep freezers. 5, no lie. Okay. Well, new series uploading. Stay tuned for gluttony.
Sausage, because we started eating
What?
making our own sausage, like salt-free sausage. That's right. And we just make it and make it into patties, like when we're gonna cook it. So yeah, that's why we have so much ground pork, because instead of link sausage.
Huge liar.
And let me show y'all the link sausage. Usually we have a whole refrigerator full of link sausage that needs to be smoked, but we only got 50 pounds of link sausage, and that's seasoned with salt in it. And so that's for like weekend meals. We call those cheat meals.
Okay, y'all. So I have a friend in here who's new to the conversation. She don't know about Tim. She said surely he's going to give some of that meat away to his church members. So he's a pastor who does not preach. He does not go to church. He does not belong to a church. He just threw his church clothes away. He said he's in retirement and that he's a pastor of animals now. So that's where he is. He raises animals and said that it was to give to those in need. But we've only seen him give meat away one time, and that was to a food shelter or food bank that went out of business. What was it, like a month and a half after he donated meat? He has not given any other meat away. He does say from his mouth that he's going to give meat away. He does not do it. And he films everything out there. So if he didn't film it, it did not happen. That's our motto. If he did not film it, it didn't happen. Because we know him to be a liar, so we can't believe what comes out of his mouth. We have to see it. And nobody has seen him give more meat away. But we have seen him stockpile meat. We've seen him have to get more ways to store meat. So we really wish he was going to give it to some people. He lives in Mississippi. He lives in an area where the food banks were necessary to help people be able to provide for their families. He would be so much help to the community if he did do that. He's not going to. He's not going to. And then he does not care for his animals correctly. So they're in such bad condition that they've told him he cannot resell this meat. So if you can't sell it, really you shouldn't be giving it away, because they're letting you know how bad off this meat is. So we wish that was the situation. But that's the reason that he's talked about so much, is because he's not that person. He's not at all. He will say it out of his mouth. And he will say it one show, after another month, after another year, and it will never happen. To this day, he's given away one time. In the 3 years that he's been set up to give away, he's given away one time. And that was only because he was being talked about, not because it came from his heart. He was getting talked about so bad. His numbers were falling so bad that he thought, oh, maybe I need to give some meat away. Let me see if this will help. And then the place he gave to went out of business for good. 2 months, a month and a half, whatever, after he gave that meat to them.
And so, yeah, I only have a little bit of sausage to smoke, but we have a lot of ground pork and a lot of ground lamb. And we still have bags and bags full of like ribs and roast and all those type of things.
He's bragging.
So Benjamin's working on getting all that taken out.
Just had a pork shoulder on his shoulder.
Exactly. Right.
Gas is sky high. Everything has gone up. People's electric bills, it's summertime. They run in the AC. The minimum wage is not what it should be. People don't make what they should on their jobs. and he's filming himself with all this meat, and then extra that he don't know where he's gonna put it. Ugh.
Alright, so we're getting all that out. Pork chops. Maybe we can go for the pork chops next.
Okay.
Get those stacked in there. Get all of our desirable meats out of the way.
Desirable meats. Get our desirable meats out the way.
I just started.
Oh yeah, you already started. That's right. Right on cue. All right, so now that we have all the ground meats put inside the freezer, now we're gonna go ahead and start working down these pork chops. Get those put in the freezer. We have a little. I hear you, man. We have a little bit more room in this freezer over here, and then we have a little bit of room in that freezer as well. I think that was already full, right? Yeah. Meat from the grocery store. And so yeah, let's keep on working it down, and then we'll see what this finished product looks like.
Are you asking for my email address or somebody else? I'm not seeing the chat right now. If you're talking to me, it's staycation@gmail.com. I think that's it. Let me make sure, but I don't know if you're talking to me or not.
My kids can't hide anything from me.
I was about to rewind to that meat and see what that label said, but moving slow. I was moving slow. So since we have a little break, let me read the comments. Someone else asked if Megan got her wig. I'm sure Megan got her wig. Now, will Tim allow Megan to wear that wig? Will Tim allow Megan to accept her gift that was given to her? That's where we are. It's a waiting game to see the type of man that he's going to be. And I said it earlier in the live that we used to watch their subscribers send things out there, gifts to each one of them. And Tim was sent items that he used. Shoes, t-shirts, I know for certain that he used. Things that were given to him. But to this day, we've yet to see him allow his wife to receive a gift or even get a gift from him that has something to do with her personally and allow her to have it and enjoy it. So we're on wig watch, but up to this point, he has not allowed her to put it on. So I know one of their subscribers will get in the comments trying to defend Tim and say, well, maybe Megan didn't want to wear it. What woman would want to look like that on national television? He loves to remind her that they're always filming, but he makes her look like she does. Let me see if he's talking. Nope. Okay, so they said he can't sell or give away meat if it's not USDA certified. That would be a blessing in disguise. That it really would be. So I hope that that's the case. I know that someone told me A grade TV. I have to keep thinking of his new name. Had covered it, and I haven't watched the video yet, but someone said in the comments that he had talked about them possibly selling meat out there. So I had received that email as well, and I wasn't able to do my research on it to know if they are or aren't. So, I didn't want to say anything because I have not researched it at all, but I do want to go and watch his video about it, because if so, then that's dealing directly with that. Them figuring out a way to sell it where people don't know that it's being sold. Having their own little underground railroad for selling meat. Oh, Megan in the kitchen.
And I use also just a little of this dash to season it, and that's it. And then I have this broccoli that I'm, basically kind of steaming, cooking. I put a little water in the bottom, and we got that seasoned up, and we got broccoli and salmon for dinner.
That's right. So she's already plated up most of the salmon, as y'all can see. That looks good. Salt free.
Salt free.
And I'm
salt free.
And I'm
So they're gonna be starving again. Broccoli and salmon, they're going to be starving again. First of all, that broccoli is going to have all of them in the bathroom. So as soon as they eat that meal, it's going to go right out of everybody. But these lightweight meals are killing me. Whatever happened to a full balanced meal? These children need a full balanced meal. Megan still does not understand nutrition, and they always talking about how they eating healthy now. It's irritating me. At least for the three older boys, they need more than that right there. They need a carb. Swearing off carbs is for fat people. Like when we get up into our middle age, me trying to lose weight now, I probably don't need no carbs. But those boys, they should get all the carbs that they want. What is it? I'm missing stuff. I'm gonna let this play some more.
Do I have permission to go over here and show off your deep freezers?
You have my permission.
All right. Excuse me, boys. Let me show the deep freezers off before y'all get the table out. Okay. Yeah. So as y'all see, we still have this deep freezer here with some character. We're still in the process of cleaning up, and we're about to set the table up and everything so we can get dinner going. And then we're gonna finish cleaning up. But let's see if we can just pop them all open. Excuse me, Benjamin. Let's just open them all up so y'all can see. Grab that thing of trash bags. All right. So we have a little bit of room left in a couple of these deep freezers. But in here, this is all from hogs we butchered in the fall. But we have some ribs in here, spare ribs. And then in here, there's a little bit of sausage left over from our last harvest. And we have a bunch of pork chops. So this is our pork chop freezer. And these pork chops, they look pretty good. And we were super excited to get pork chops off of the hogs that we took on this processor run. So I'm excited about trying those out. And this, go ahead.
I just have to interrupt. Under these pork chops, we have our roast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the pork
so that's where the different roasts are hiding.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So, yeah, we had, of course, you know, this is a deep freezer, so you can only see what's on top. So it goes all the way down, as y'all can see. So it's a lot.
So the thing that's killing me is y'all keep saying 5 deep freezers, and the ones that they're showing right now are filled to the brim. So that means you blew through 3. Then you got a 4th one and blew through it and needed another one. There are grocery stores that don't stay that fully stocked. You can go in a grocery store looking for a certain type of meat, and if you go at the wrong time of day, you have just missed out because it's gone. People already got it. And they have eons of options out here. Like, definitely a gluttonous series is coming on. It might not be as long as the Burning Bridge, but I'm going to do a series over it because this makes no sense at all.
A lot of meat in these freezers. And this is Megan's favorite freezer. This is the ground meat freezer.
It's the ground meat freezer. Now, my pork kind of overtook my lamb at the end of the day, but I do have a lot of lamb that
at the bottom, yeah.
Over here, it's like in this section here, but it's just, you know, once I got so much pork, I couldn't like put it on this side anymore, and so it just kind of overflowed. And y'all can see the difference between the lamb and the pork. It's a darker meat and a leaner meat, because the pork, you can see it has more marbling or more fat content, and the ground lamb is darker. And
hold up, one of y'all said Till know he's buying those deep freezers. Didn't it because y'all got one at Lowe's? Is that what he said? You know what? Because did that box look like it was in a shipping box, or did it look like it was in a store-bought box? Like it came from the store. Don't they usually like just be in all brown boxes when it's shipped to you? And that one looked like it was in a box that came from the store. Tim, are you still out there deceiving in every way you can?
And has less fat, but this whole entire freezer is full of ground meat. How many pounds of ground meat do you think that is?
I don't know. It's got to be a lot because each of these are about a pound. 1 pound. 100.
It's hundreds. Hundreds, like with an S on the end. Yeah. It's hundreds of pounds of ground meat in this deep freezer, and that's a beautiful thing. And we're excited to uh, partake of this meat, to bless people with it, and to just honor the Lord with it in whatever way He asks us to. But these are the freezers that are packed full, and we do have in some of the trash bags some ham hocks and stuff like that, neck bones and all those type of things that'll probably go to the chickens. And we also have some liver that the chickens are gonna eat as well from the house. The chickens love those liver. But those are the deep freezers, and yeah, it's a beautiful sight right there. I love it.
Okay, so yeah, so okay, y'all keep talking about the jacket, and you know, I haven't paid much attention to it because when I'm facing the camera, the TV screen is so small, I'll be like trying to watch that and the comments. But I'm gonna pay attention to this jacket for a minute. Yes, it's out of place and it's odd for her to have that jacket on. She's been favoring this maternity shirt here lately, so I guess like it's the least worn and tattered of her wardrobe right now. So while her husband went and got him some new clothes, she's having to sift through her old ones and find something that don't look like it's about to just fall apart. But to have that jacket on in the house is odd, and especially with the energy that we've been seeing out there here lately. Um, Her attitude is different in this video, but Megan is up and down with her emotions. So it's hard to say how she's feeling right here, really. But that's definitely a red flag. It's definitely a red flag. So one of you all had already pointed out about Benjamin and his arm. And once she finally was able to put him in a short sleeve shirt, we could see that mark on his arm and how protective he was of it being tender. Since then, since it was announced, he has stopped carrying him and pulling him up like that. We haven't seen it since that day. He made a special video to show how he does not handle him like that anymore. But we know that the go-to was long sleeve shirts until they could figure out how ignorant they were about putting pressure on that same area day in and day out and having his whole body weight on his arm. So now here we are with Megan in long sleeves, and it's just like y'all have questioned before about the boys having on long sleeve shirts and why is he in a long sleeve shirt and it looked like it's hot outside. That could be their go-to for all we know. That could be their go-to for every time that they put on a long sleeve shirt. And if you bypass the fact of what the weather looks like and how everybody else is dressed, then it goes unnoticed. But then when you start paying attention to details, it is a red flag. So I hate to see her in this jacket because we don't know what's going on underneath it. But for people who are worried about her, it puts a fear in you. I will say it like that. For any of us that have been concerned about her, who have said things to Tim about how he treats her, then yes, you would be concerned to see her in this long sleeve shirt throughout this video. Why? It can't be cold in the house and everybody else is wandering around like they are. So I'm glad that y'all pointed that out because I would have gotten off of this live. I would have looked at the comments and been like, dang, I missed that. And I hate when I miss like things that really need to be talked about. It's a lot of details I miss, but we're supposed to be here for the big stuff, and that's major. That right there is major.
But with that being said, it's been a long day for us, and we're going to go ahead, as y'all can see it's getting dark outside, we're going to go ahead and sit down and eat dinner, and just enjoy the rest of our night, and just thank the Lord for all of this abundance that He's bringing into our lives, and just thanking Him for putting us in a position to where we can help those that are in need, where we can bless our neighbors, where we can use these things right here. Everybody hold up your hand. Where we can just use these things right here to honor those and to honor the Lord.
I'm going to let him repeat that again because I know he was talking nonsense. Tammy S., thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm just now seeing it. But yeah, I want him to repeat whatever he just said again. Because it sounds like he was sliding into some foolishness that's not the truth.
I love it. But with that being said, it's been a long day for us, and we're gonna go ahead, as y'all can see, it's getting dark outside. We're gonna go ahead and sit down and eat dinner, and just enjoy the rest of our night, and just thank the Lord for all of this abundance that He's bringing into our lives, and just thanking Him for putting us in a position to where we can help those that are in need, where we can bless our neighbors, where we can use these things right here. Everybody, hold up your hand. Where we can just use these things right here to.
So I wonder if he's playing with fire, talking about blessing the neighbors when they told him not to not to give any of that meat away. I wonder if him announcing that is playing with fire. And then, can y'all imagine being the recipient of that meat and seeing that label on the package? What would you do with it after you saw it? Because I'm not touching it. I don't want it. Why did they tell you can't sell this meat? What's wrong with this meat? The reason they got this label on here, Tim. So, yeah, nonsense. I'm gonna see if I can find this other video real quick though. Y'all said that it was in the what do you call it? The preview for the next video, the 5 freezers. So I need to see this because I'm concerned. I'm very concerned right now. This don't make no sense. So for anybody that's late coming in, I did plan this live very last minute. I literally sat down and went live. Instead of recording a video, I was just like, I'm going to go live. It's been a while since I've gone live, so I apologize for not giving y'all a heads up and, letting people prepare for it. But my bad. My bad. I'll do better next time, though, I promise. And then we have Southern Reaction Media, if they're still in here. Oh, God, I forgot what you said the name of your channel was already. Senior Moment. But if you're still in here, put it in the chat. Or if somebody else remembers, put it in the chat so that y'all can find them. So I think that's catching y'all up to speed on anything that you missed. But I want to see this. So is it in the... Well, yeah, it's the only one that I don't have a history on. So let me see if I can find it real quick. Southside Talks. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Southside Talks. That is their new name. And they said that they were going to do better so that we can continue to watch them. That they were still going to cut up, but they were going to be careful so that we can still watch them. Okay, wait a minute. I think I see now. Hold on. Lord, it does look like about 5 deep freezers, but let me see. Let me get to that. Yes. Okay, so hold on. Boy, this is ridiculous right here. Okay, so this is the first scene that I have come up on, and he's pointing out the 2 on the back of the truck. So he has 2 back there, and we know he already has 3. So, okay, that's in and of itself. But then he did go in the house, so let me fast forward to this. And Megan is in the house, in the kitchen. Still with that same hair, so, okay. It better not be 5. It is 5, though, because he just showed 2 more. Yeah, we're doing a series on this right here. We're doing a series on this. I'm just trying to get to that part of him showing all these deep freezers. So in this scene right here, you can see 4 of them. That's 4 right there, and he hasn't panned the camera all the way down yet. So let me see if I can play that, which I know y'all probably have already seen this. I'm the late one. Look at that. A whole nother one. A whole other one popped out. Now, first of all, he talked about them being Skip and Joanna talking about interior decorating. And if this is not the ugliest stuff that I've ever seen in my life, I am. I'm sorry I'm done right now. I'm outdone. I don't even know what to say. I What in the world? So Montana, if you're still in here, this is what we're talking about. Like, this is how they live out there. They're not giving anything away. He just likes to make it sound like that. I cannot believe this. 5 deep freezers, y'all. 5. Let me go back. Megan was sitting down with Benjamin. I wonder if she got in trouble for that. The thing that's killing me though, is Tim is showing all 5 of these deep freezers in a row. The one that has a dent in it is no longer dented. Y'all hear me? The one that was dented is no longer dented. So I'm going to play this right here because he's showing the top of all of them. And y'all tell me if you see a dent in any of these. Smooth, smooth, smooth. They're all smooth. No dents in any of them. So what happened to the dented one? Huh? What happened to the dented one? Let me look here. I'm going back to the chat now because I know I have missed y'all saying some stuff. But yeah, the dented one is gone. So he had one in a box and one out of a box in the back of his truck. So do y'all think he exchanged it and they gave him another one to replace that dented one, and then he got one that was in the box? 5 filled to the brim. Yes, on the back of his truck. 2 were back there and one was out of a box. So I'm wondering if he exchanged it or, got some kind of deal worked out because it was dented the way it was. I don't know. But I was trying to look for something. He said he made says, I really hate that IAG is made 2 of the hottest channels change their names. Real G and Southern Reaction. Gonna stay Southern Reaction. Yeah, we're not 100% sure that Tim is the one that did that, though. I'm not. So I hate that it happened. I will say that. I hate that it happened. I really hate that it happened. That was another thing that I had looked up. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because, just being still and letting God talk to you and listening to what he has to say and what he put on my heart was discernment, having discernment. And we all know how important having discernment is. You have to have discernment. So let me see if I can find what I'm looking for. It says, Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits. So when it's saying don't believe every spirit, you can have people around you that don't have your best interest at heart. You cannot take everything at face value. Just because I say something does not mean that it's so. The same is with Tim out there. The same goes for me. Just because I say it does not make it so. You have to try it. You have to see. This is what I talk about with Tim all the time. We don't care what you say. You need to show us, because we cannot believe just what you say. So you have to try the spirit to know if it is of God or if it's not of God, if truth is coming from it or if truth is not coming from it. So it was saying an example of trying it is to ask these questions. Does it produce love, humility, truth, and holiness? If it's not producing those things, it's not of God. If any of those things are there, it's not of God, because God is not allowing that type of thing to exist. It's not representing Him at all. So discernment is so important. Um, I really don't know where else I want to go with that. I probably should just leave it alone. Uh, um, uh, Miss Constance, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. I'm going to go back to the chat here in a minute and hit like on it. I got off the chat for a minute so that I could read this about discernment. But thank you so much. Uh yeah, discernment is everything. Don't let people get in your face and play with you. Don't tell me that you're for me and the whole time you're working behind my back doing something. Don't pretend like we're friends, but really you got something right here and you just ready to put this in my back. So you have to try it. You have to try it by the word to know that it's of God and it's for you. Um, yeah, that's really all I had to say about that part. So I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. But discernment is everything. So yeah. Oh, I was supposed to be going back to the chat. I got sidetracked that fast. Um, you say you were on there? Yeah. Oh, chat. Okay, let me get back to the chat. Got distracted, slowing my cadence down. I be seeing stuff pop up on this screen and then be thinking it's the TV. So if y'all see me look back like that, it's because it's me getting confused. That's all. Being crazy. So yes, again, thank you, Miss Constance, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Uh what else? So I'm going back to the chat, seeing what I have missed, because messages will come up on my phone, but they disappear really, really fast. The chat is not moving that fast, but they just disappear. And I hate to touch the screen too much because it would be me that would turn the live off and not be on purpose. So I try not to touch it too often. Hello, Jeep Girl. Hello, everybody that's still coming in. Again, this was an impromptu live, so I didn't put up a notification. I apologize for that. I looked at the time and was trying to be on more on schedule with you all out that way. So, you know, I just, instead of doing a video, I went live. It's been a while, so I was like, yeah, let me go live. All those deep freezers seem like gluttony. They do, and we're gonna talk about it. I had no idea. Well, I'm telling you, I unplugged from everything. I have just been, you know, woosahing, enjoying life, and everything and anything but anything that had to do with IG Farm. So I'm just, catching up to speed today. And yeah, it's got to be talked about. There's no way you can be talking about all about God and do stuff like that. It doesn't make sense. She has no sense to make a mini garden. I'm saying, because that lightweight dinner that they're eating right now, and they could have so much other stuff in there. She could be growing some tomatoes, some green onion, some okra, some what else, y'all? Uh I gotta go back to my tablet. It's just moving too fast for me. The chat never disappoints, though. And that's another thing that I wanted to bring up, is that I truly appreciate the um the group of people over here. I appreciate how sweet and generous and respectful everybody is. Like, it's a lot to be said about that. Yeah. I wanted to say some more, but really, there's really nothing else to say. It's, yes, greens, cabbage, peppers, so many things she could be planning to help her out and to give those babies a better diet. Love my hair. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. Trying to get back up to some of these comments that I was missing. You said you are neutral and love the laugh. Neutral about what? Oh, you saying you're neutral with all of that? I'm neutral too. Shoot, I'm neutral too. Like, I don't know how to engage with something that I'm not engaged with. Like, I'm neutral. Ugh. It's sad when you have to talk about stuff that you didn't create, didn't want, didn't expect to have to talk about. Like, I really enjoy staying in my corner, in my lane, and keeping it there. Uh, Salmon and broccoli for adults who are trying to lose weight. Exactly. That's who it's for. And that's only Tim, because Megan really don't have no weight to give either. Megan can't afford to give any weight. The children can't afford to give any weight. Junior had a little bit of fluff on him. I mean, just a little. And that's gone. None of those kids should be eating like that. Tim is the only one. He has lost a lot of weight. Of course, he could, lose a little bit more if he does, if he doesn't. But that should just only be his diet. Everybody else out there is slim and trim. At this point, it's like treating them the same as what we just saw all of those animals go through. Starvation. He's on a diet, so everybody needs to be on a diet. That's when he talks about his GED and stuff like that. But if you really had the education that you say that you had, you will understand that your children need to eat better. That because your grown self is on a diet doesn't mean that they go down that journey with you, unless you have allowed them to become children. I remember when, and I'm not just saying that they're the only ones, but I remember when Obama was in office and they had implemented a program for overweight children. Um, that's different. But none of those children were overweight. None of those children were obese. So there's no reason for them to be eating like that. And again, they'll be hungry an hour after dinner. And who knows if that was the only meal for the day or one of the two meals for the day. Yeah, those deep freezers are a safety hazard. They're not going to be able to get down that hallway. They are not going to be able to get down that hallway in a minute. um, as they stop making excuses, she can get around his stupid self abuse or not. I'm not sure what that one is talking about. Um, he has more videos coming about the deep freezers. Well, I'm ready. I'm definitely about to gear up and do a series about this because it just doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to picture myself watching any other channel that would do some stuff like this and continue to tune in to watch it. Can y'all imagine the Adaires? And we're still going to be covering the other channels too. So I was waiting for more people to vote. Um, if y'all go to the tag comment under the Adaires last video, you can vote on channel for us to watch next. But can y'all imagine the Adaires being these people? We just watching them stockpile more deep freezers in their house, and they steadily saying it's all about God. God told us to give, but yet still you see them bringing stuff in that's not leaving. That's just flat out lying in people's face. It will sag in the middle. It's gonna sag. It's gonna sag. The days are numbered for that happening. First of all, Tim removed some of the stability from up under there. He took it from the threshold of the front door. It was there for a reason. He didn't feel like it was. Then he's adding weight, substantial weight to that floor that is above ground. And then stockpiling it with meat. And he's telling us this is 600 pounds of meat. This is 500 pounds of meat. And it's steadily accumulating and it is not depleting. So he is adding weight to that floor. It's crazy. Let's see some more comments. What's with all the freezers? Gluttony. Gluttony and having to get rid of evidence. Like, these animals not going to waste, so let's go ahead and slaughter them and figure out how we can make room in here. We didn't have room for a dinette set. A dinette set could not sit up in the kitchen. They needed space for Benjamin to be able to run around. A table, we will not designate space for a table, but we can designate space for deep freezers. The children went without a decent dinette set up until earlier this year. And then he could not get one that would just stay up permanently. I'm going to give y'all another job and make y'all have to let this foldable cardboard table up every day and put it back down and in between each meal. Now that it has broken from all of that use, now he's talking about it's Junior's fault. But I just noticed Megan sitting at that table and looked like it's up permanently. Where else will it be collapsed down to? They could push it up against the sofa, but that's usually full of boxes of old pecans and other stuff. He was proud the deep freezers matched the decor. Yeah, that's it. That's it. He got his meat in there, so. Tim. What's it say? No, the Adares would never. He weaponized food on that filthy compound? Absolutely. He has the barn out there. Why not put it in that barn? If Tim did anything that made common sense, we would all just shudder. We would just be like, we would be so shook if Tim actually did something that made common sense. Because why not? He already has an extension cord running across the yard for that brooder. Just plug up a deep freezer or three. you know, make room in there. Clean that junk out of that far corner and just put those deep freezers over there. At least that floor can afford to collapse. But no, he would rather it be his hello, he would rather it be where they live collapsing because he needs to keep an eye on that meat. I don't know where he think it's gonna walk off to, but he has to have that meat under his roof. If it no longer fits inside the house, we can put it on the back porch, but that's as far as it's getting away from me. It's not going down there to that mini barn. I can't see it every day. What if one of my freezers go out in the middle of the night and I don't know it? I'm gonna lose all of my meat. I can't lose all of my meat. So that's what I see with that. Um, I guess did I hit pause on that? He could get some views if he let her open. He would get some views from allowing Megan to wear that wig. First of all, it would make him look human. I don't think he knows how to do it on his own. So following directions as he's been doing, it would allow for him to look human. Like, ooh, he might care about her after all. And then people would be happy to see Megan looking like she's cared for and not like she's thrown away or um, being neglected, which we see she's neglected. That's not allegedly Megan is a neglected person, but for everything that Megan gets that makes her look good is a compliment taken away from Tim, and he's the center of attention. He does not like for Megan to get any positive attention. It's all about him. And I know that that's why he would not allow for her to have anything. Somebody will say something nice about Megan, and then he's going to be in an attitude. They got 100,000 subscribers, and he made it all about him. He let the boys say something, but when Megan had a chance to talk, she still had to say something about him. The one time she brought up something about herself, which wasn't even that positive, he did not have a rebuttal for it. He acted like she didn't say nothing and moved on to the boys. Like, how dare you bring yourself up? You know that it was only supposed to be about me and my certificates. Nothing about you. Next thing I know, you're going to slide in that you got an actual diploma from high school and from college. It's supposed to be about my certificates. And I'm missing some more stuff. What? Yeah, I think everybody in here hands is up. We raise my hands up. I don't like Tim's ways. I don't like the way he treats his family. I feel like that's just it's horrible. She can't eat, wash her face, change clothes. No, she was just sitting in there eating when he went in there showing all those deep freezers, and she probably felt like she was in trouble for sitting and getting some rest. You can see Benjamin in his high chair. She's sitting down eating something. He and the boys are outside. I bet you he said something to her about sitting down. Like you let that hernia rest. You know you're not supposed to let that hernia rest. You supposed to be up and at attention all day long. Megan could have short hair, and that's what she needs. It's probably automatically short already now because I know it's eating off. But Tim. Mm, there's a lot of comments in here, so I know I'm missing a lot. But y'all just be y'all be talking it up in the chat. I be missing so much. I'll see one comment that I know is to somebody else about something else. I'm like, what did I miss? It's hard to catch up when you missed it because it'd be too many comments to go through. What's it say? He is the definition of a narcissist. Yes, he is. A meat maniac. Yeah. Yep. Tim has traded one addiction for another one. And his latest addiction is meat. Tainted or not, he gotta have it. Are they vegetarian? No, vegetables is the least of their diet. They are what is it? Is it carnivores? Is that meat eaters? They are not vegetarians by far. They need more vegetables introduced into their diet. So when Megan when Tim started filming Megan cooking her meals, I questioned why there were not vegetables with their meals. She would cook a meat and that would be it. She would cook something sweet, that would be it. Vegetables were absent. I mean, absent. She might do a salad every now and then. She wasn't doing any hot vegetables. I think I saw Megan do corn one time a long time ago, but she was not doing vegetables for them. Since being talked about, she's introduced vegetables, but it's going to be one, and she's into steaming vegetables, so it's going to be some unseasoned carrots or some broccoli. She doesn't get into other vegetables. We don't see squash. We don't see zucchini. We don't see cabbage. We don't see greens. We don't see potatoes. Like, she's not a vegetable person. She's not a cook. That's where we're going to start. Yeah, she cooked a cake for dinner twice. Once since they've been in Emma, and once when they were living in the shed shack, she cooked cakes for dinner. Then when this last what was it, December or January, when they got the cake from the lady that sends them a cake annually, that was dinner. She didn't cook that one, but they didn't show nothing else, and everybody was hungry, so that had to be dinner. Thank you for the super chat, Jeep Girl. I appreciate it. She but I thought they were wording. What did they say? Oh, you just remember seeing yogurt and fruit. So yeah, she'll do that type of stuff for breakfast, but that they, and that's too light of a breakfast if you ask me, because Megan, when they first moved in Emma, she used to cook 3 times a day, and she would show the little, like, I remember her making those little pizzas for lunch. She would make some type of breakfast. She would make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then as time progressed, the meals got less and less, to the point that they are now where I'm not sure if they're eating 3 times a day. And they definitely get breakfast as brunch. So if you're running into brunch, then are you even getting a lunch? And then they get very, very, very late dinners. It has been 10, 11 o'clock at night before they eat sometimes. And how do we know? Because the clock is back there. Okay, that comment disappeared. He said the boys are always waiting to eat. The boys are always waiting to eat. Shut up and let them eat. I'm not going to, say everything that you said, but absolutely. They're always waiting to eat. They will be in that kitchen filming forever, and those children just be starving. And you watching 1 hour turn into an hour and a half into 2 hours, and the kids still haven't eaten, and they playing in the kitchen. Wee hours of the night. The kids should be asleep. Anybody that makes a child take a nap should also be worried about them having a bedtime, but they still be up waiting on dinner. A dinner that's going to have them hungry, like they were starved out waiting on the meal, and then they're going to be even hungrier after they finish with it. Meg has no backbone. She doesn't have a backbone. She doesn't. And Tim said that they sell them at Walmart, and I keep waiting on her to go make that trip to Walmart and get a backbone, because it's time. My goodness, it's time. Like, we've seen too many things out there that we know we wouldn't put up with. We wouldn't allow to have happen. I still say that Megan is, her brain is gone, that she's not the person that she used to be. When I first started watching them, Megan had her own opinion. Megan would give her view of things, and we don't see that version of her anymore. So I know that she was very opinionated at one point, but I think that the dynamic shifted when she no longer had an income to give to the house. Then Tim took all of her say so. All her power left when her job left. It, her losing the van in that car wreck was like the nail in the coffin, but she lost all of her power when her income was gone. He controls everything at this point. She has to fight for every word now. She does. She does. He has her so censored that it's not even real. It's so sad. You didn't realize the extent of what was going on. A lot of people don't. We all have our individual dates of when we realize. None of us all came to this conclusion at the same time, but we did get there. And it's, like I always say, once your eyes are open, you can't close them. Once you see, you cannot unsee. And so to ever subscribe to them, to ever even watch more than one episode, that means you bought into it for a second. So we're all guilty of that. But there was that one thing, just that one thing that stuck out that just didn't sit right with us, that made us question everything else after that point. And then you get to where we are now. So for me, the first thing that stuck out to me was how he talked to his wife. And I told him in one of his comments that he was triggering, and he deleted my comment. So I kept watching. Well, first of all, I didn't realize he had deleted the comment right then. I was watching a few more videos. I'm like, dang, I never, got a notification or anything. Went looking for the comment and realized it was no longer there. So that's how I knew it had been deleted. But I'm still watching them, and then I'm now paying attention to the kids and just how everything is going and looking out there. And I'm listening to Tim say what he's going to do. But then I'm watching Tim do everything but what he said he was going to do. And it's just like, you know what? This is too much. Like, something is not right here. And so I unsubscribed from them, and I had washed my hands of them because he wasn't moving right. And I came home from work one evening, sat down and turned on YouTube, and I had a suggestion for Real G Media. So I watched it and I was like, what? Somebody else is thinking the same way? And then the whole world opened up for me after that, you know. But I had unsubscribed from them before I ever decided to try and do a reaction because I had just had enough. I'm like, he's a liar. He's not going to do what he said he's going to do. And I just moved on from that. Lazy, sorry little boy. That he is. That he is. Let me go back to the chat. You said since y'all started doing reactions, you see more of how he is. Exactly. When you start talking about them and you have to break down their psyche, it opens up new doors to you to get inside of their heads and talk about what they do. It's just like and then one thought and one revelation turns into another one and then another one and then another one. It's just like, my God. That's exactly how it happens. So that's why it baffles me for as much as we see how people don't see it. It baffles me. So someone had said before that some of Tim's subscribers said that they had sent him a wig, sent Megan a wig, and she never wore it. And, I don't know how they knew about it, but for us to send a wig from over here, it was put on a public platform. There is evidence that a gift was sent to Megan that they have not mentioned. And I just don't see Megan being a person to say, I don't want that. I don't see it. They accepted every gift that they opened, whether they used them or not. Because, you can send people stuff that they don't have a mental understanding of how to use it, and then they won't find use for it. But we all know Megan can find use for that wig. Like, we know that. If she can find use for the one that she's wearing now, we know she can find use for a new one. So, you just can't unsee certain things after you see it. Do I think Megan watched the reaction channels? I don't. I think that when we know we said something and we see Megan do it, Tim told her to do it. I feel like for every time that you say, like, she needs to be fixing vegetables for those kids, and then the next episode she's fixing vegetables for the kids, that was Tim doing his editing at night and seeing that it was said that she needs to be doing vegetables, and he'll have her do that. I feel like everything that we see from Megan comes through Tim, and I don't think that he allows for her to watch anything because Megan would have bucked up by now if she heard half of what other people were saying. You can't know that people are rooting for you and do nothing. It's just kind of like when you have a pep assembly at school, it's getting everybody excited for the football game, making sure that the football players' heads is in the right space and just, getting them motivated. Megan would feel that same way if she watched the reaction channel. So I don't think that she gets to watch them. Only him. I think that, their channels only can play certain things. And we say changes made after he watches reaction channels. Yeah, it's all coming from him. So we do watch her do things that we know was said. But I still think that he's the one that's controlling all of that. She probably thinking that, because, Megan said Tim does research. And I'm not going to forget that she said it either. And one of y'all pointed it out as well. Megan said that Tim does research. That's what she said in the 100,000 subscriber video, that all the research he does. Well, what would that research be? What research is Tim doing to get bright ideas? To give her a heads up on, maybe you should try it this way. Maybe I'm going to start doing something this way. Yeah, he does research. He's just not telling her where it's coming from. That's what I believe. And since she's been cut off from everybody, she's clueless. She had a friend that was on here not too long ago. She had done one video that, she has since taken down, but she stuck in there with the in the comment section for a while. And she said that she had used to call Megan and talk to Megan, and that it got to the point where they weren't in communication like that. But she texted her one time, and the text message that she got, she could tell came from Tim and not Megan. So if your husband has your phone to the point you can't communicate with the outside world, he's cutting everything off from you. Megan has no ties to anything but Tim and that compound. And that's why we see her out there acting like she does. I wish somebody would put on a cape and go and save her. But until that day happens, she's just out there at Tim's mercy. And that's what we see. Same as Jim Jones. What did he do? Those people went out there to Guyana and said that everything that they thought it was going to be, it was the opposite of that. He had lied to them, telling them that they were going to this utopia, and they get there, and it's just like hell on earth. The cabins hadn't been finished. They didn't have plumbing. They didn't have air conditioning. They were having to grow food from scratch. So there was a lot of hunger going on until they got that under control. It was just hell on earth, but he had promised them something different. And then after they got out there, he took all of their resources. They couldn't leave if they wanted to. They took passports, they took money, and cut them off from the world. People had to escape. People had to escape to be able to draw light to the situation. The newscasters that came out there and was shedding light on it, they didn't make it home. He killed them there. Those people went out there to shed light on something and lost their lives for it. So that's the same thing that we see going on at IG Farms. Megan has been cut off from everything. Yes, Nature Boy, same thing. Exact same thing. It just keeps going over and over and over. And that's why I like covering cult and cult like behavior, because it just keeps happening to people. Yep, her demeanor will be off a lot. And I'm sure Megan has done a lot of things and not understood why. But she has to carry it out because Jim Jones or Tim Jones has told her that that's the way it's going to be. I really wish she did just catch a glimpse of one. I don't care whose channel, just a glimpse of somebody's channel, to be like, let's just say this will, I'll say allegedly, let's just say allegedly, that it's true that she sleeps down there in the boys' room with them and he's in his room by himself. So if he's listening to a reaction channel, she can't hear what's going on because she's not in the room with him. So he could get away with watching, hearing what's being said, and Megan still not know anything about it because she's not present when he's doing that type of stuff. And then if not, he could have headphones when he's listening to it. Tim Jones. Yeah, he's Tim Jones. And it's sad. Um, that documentary that they did over Nature Boy was not for no reason. People saw how sick that situation was and that it happened in front of everybody. Nature Boy would go live and just show everything that was going on. And you could see how the degrees would get amped up more and more. It would go from bad to worse. And it's just like, how are people watching this and not saying anything? But they had watched Nature Boy do that stuff for so long that they were desensitized to him out there being stupid. The ones that were along for the ride. They were desensitized to it because they had taken that journey with him. So as it got worse, they're not seeing how it's worse because they're already used to the stupid stuff they're doing out there. For them, it's just entertainment. But when you take it outside of entertainment and realize that these are real people that are being affected, it makes it different. It's not just a conversation. Somebody's actually suffering. Those children ate, but did they get full? And if they didn't get full today and they get the same type of meal tomorrow, how hungry are they? All that type of stuff. Your hair is beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm trying a new product. It's called Scala, and it's just a leave-in conditioner. So I'm trying it. I like it so far. I saw it on TikTok. I was like, let me try that, and it does what they said it would do. Let's see. You said why all four beds messed up. I agree with you. And then I don't know if it was this episode or the one before it where they were in the boys' room and it's a quilt over one of the bottom bunks. And I'm like, why would they look like old people, a quilt on top of the bed in the summertime. So it could be some fact to it. I'm not sure. But, you know, I just, I don't believe that she watches reaction channels. There's no way she would be that timid and knew that people were out here fighting for her. She sleeps on the bottom bunk with Benjamin. I would find a way to lock his butt in that room and be gone. Me and the kids climbing out the window, gone. Climb over the fence, up the road, gone. Chunk the deuces. But, you know, some of the people that were with Nature Boy ran off and came back. Like when that mind control is there, it's there. And, I had said this maybe a year and a half ago when I first started that Tim ran like pimp mentality on Megan, breaking her down and then trying to build her back up, making her feel like he is her everything. And that's still where she is now. It's sad. He sleep with the keys on him. Yeah, all those keys on that belt. Tim controls everything out there. He really is running it like a prison. He has the key to everything. Megan has keys to nothing. I've never seen Megan with that bag on her shoulder and some keys in her hand talking about where she's about to go. And if we hear it, Tim is saying where he let her go. She has permission to do something. Not, I'm filming because Megan decided she wanted to do such and such for the day. Yeah, mind control is serious. It is serious. It's dangerous also. Her 401k is non-existent. Oh yeah, I'm sure they cashed that out. Because then it will allow for her to have something. Think she's miserable. I do too. Tim is a ticking time bomb. Yep. Yep. I think he goes in and out of sanity. He has moments where he looks happy and then he has moments where he looks like he going through there. And when he going through there, he takes them through there with him. See, what else am I missing in the comments? Maybe there's a rift in the marriage. Looks like it. Looks like it. I've definitely been there and done that with it. That's what it starts looking like. When you don't want to talk to each other, when you're not in the same room, somebody on the sofa or somebody, like that's what it starts looking like. So you're absolutely right. There could be some issues in the marriage. Um, if it is issues in the marriage, that's a good thing. That's a great thing. Only because she's in the situation she's in, not downplaying marriage at all, just her situation. That would be a good thing. That's Meg's bed with the quilt. That's what I thought. Because I'm like, why is this quilt in there with the boys? And of course, this is still after y'all pointed it out. Um, Anything about her sleeping in there. Because that had not uh, gotten on my radar. He said, what? Remember? He said he has uncontrollable anger issues. Uh huh. Yeah, I'll never forget that. So, the episode where Tim tells us that they're taking the boys out of school. The first half of that video is about taking them out of school. The second half of that video is them going to help Miss Lily look at property, and she's going to look at her family's property. So while they're there, they're reminiscing on when Tim and Megan stayed on that property when they were first married. And that's what he tells, one of the times he tells about his anger issues and him supposedly picking her up because she was in front of the door not wanting him to leave. He gently picked her up and put her down. That's what he said. That's what he said. And that's where you can find that story. But yeah, he has definitely let the worms out of the can talking about his anger issues. And if you have not gone and done anything to get them treated, you still have them. You don't know how to control them. So why would he be any different now? And again, her arms are covered up, like Benjamin's arm was covered up. Stockholm syndrome, all of them have it. All of them. That's the only way that you can stay in a situation like that. There was one of the little girls that was kidnapped that after she was kidnapped, she was not held hostage, like locked away, and they kept trying to understand why she didn't just run off and leave. But he had already manipulated her mind to not leaving. He knew that she wasn't going anywhere freely. So, uh, Stockholm syndrome, they all go through that. Nature Boy, the one that he married, said that, you know, that was something that she was dealing with. She wanted to leave, but he had her mind so messed up that she was scared to leave. She had a father out there fighting for her, and she knew that her father was fighting for her. So that was part of her strength to run like she did, because she did eventually sneak off and run away and not look back. But her dad was out there being an advocate for her. So imagine if her dad had not been fighting for her. She possibly would have stayed in that horrible situation, and who knows what that would have ended up looking like for her. Maybe he ordered Ozempic and it's making him crazier. Possibly. Anything is possible. We don't know what medications he's on. They've never made that public. But, if he's taking it, then, that's possible. But that Ozempic would be a recent development. And he been acting like this, so, hmm, you know, maybe the Ozempic made it worse. But it definitely was not the catalyst. Oh. How long have we been on here? So 115 minutes. Yeah, the weight loss has slowed down. He's actually bouncing back in the opposite direction. It's not fast, but you know, he has put on 2 or 3 pounds, or enough to be able to see it visibly. Yep, it is too much stuff out there to have an appetite. That's why I'm like, you know, he was talking about they would eat a sandwich out there where the pigs are. Like his pigs don't have no smell. They could eat a sandwich out there. I'm like, I wouldn't eat a sandwich out in the road at their gate. Like once I'm making it, because I know you can smell it from the road. Once I make it to that area, I'm good on food. And then it's gonna take a while. My body gonna have to get back right before I want something to eat after all of that right there. Sanford and Son. I think Sanford and Son was better than what Tim got going on. You been to the gate? Did it stink? Gotta eat 5 freezers of meat. You said it somewhat stank. Well, as far back as they are on their property, if you smell something, then that's saying a lot. That's saying a whole lot because the area I just moved from, I passed by farms getting home. I didn't smell anything. Now, there was a farm. Well, it wasn't a farm. It was, well, I guess it's a farm, but it was more like a commercial type of a situation. You could smell that they had horses and cows, and for whatever reason, it was woo. Everything looked nice, clean, but I maybe it was because there was so many of them. But when you pass through that area, you can smell it. But the area that I was living in, you couldn't smell the farms. The pastures and pastures of land. No overcrowding, plenty of grass for all the animals to eat. I didn't smell anything. Do I think she would leave if given the opportunity? After she got her mind wrapped around it, I do. I think that mentally she's gone. Like there has to be a decision that she's ready for, because I think that Megan that we saw the other day cutting her eyes will be ready to leave, but the Megan that be playing the roles and stuff, she might be scared to leave. I think she would be scared to leave, which is sad. If you have to do a video where you keep your arms covered, then who knows what understanding he had to give you, you know? So it's sad. It's sad to see some people watch them video after video and feel like somebody is being mistreated and not really be able to do anything about it. What's this about a chicken bone? Nobody greets their partner with a high five and a hold on, let me sit my cup down for a minute. This is them. That's them. Like, what are you doing? Is that your wife? Is that your husband? So he's the only one that would give his wife high fives like the boys. Wife and I, we love your show. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Teddy. Are you talking to Southside? I'm so confused. And for Southside Talks, your comments. Let me make sure if I say something. Y'all know my eyes are bad. I don't know what I'm seeing. But for Southside Talks, your comments are not being restricted in this live, so you're doing real good. You need to give yourself a pat on the back and do your videos like that. I think she would be okay if she escaped because he doesn't want to be locked up again. Oh, I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm laughing at because that I believe that too. He does not want to go back in there. Like right now, all the stuff that he's moving around out there, he's doing whatever it takes for him to not go back in there. So, wait, you said I need to cut down how many trees? Okay. And when do I need them cut down by? When y'all gonna come back? Okay. Okay, dang, I gotta go get rid of these animals today. Yeah, you don't want to be back in there. So we trying to be nice. Y'all gonna be nice. I know you will. I have faith. Uh, cause yeah, usually most of your comments be redacted. Like I don't know what they said. So good job. Had an opportunity to escape while Tim was having his teeth extracted, but she missed the mark. Yeah, she's had multiple times. Like Megan could have left when they was going to the library. Now, granted, he could have only given her enough gas to get there and back home, but that gas would have gotten me a little bit further. She's had opportunities, so that's when you know that she is, um, has accepted his indoctrination, and she just comes right back. Like she's on the leash, she comes right back. So, hmm, believe me, she's made to be a wife when he wants to do his business. The color purple. True, 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 true. Yeah, she's had a lot of opportunities to leave, and so you do have to question like, why did you stay? What made you stay? And I don't know everything, but I just feel like that's why. When I listen to other women who talk about being in that situation and why they stayed, that's just what I attribute it to is, as you all said, Stockholm syndrome. Um, but he has brainwashed her, and she has her days and her moments where, oh, this is not good for me. Oh, what did I get myself into? And then she has days where it's just like, in survival mode. Let me play the game because I don't want what happened yesterday. So yes, I agree. I don't think that if Tim wants to get onto those children, Megan is not going to be able to say anything to change his mind. He's set in his ways. If his mom couldn't tell him anything, if his dad couldn't tell him anything, then what is Megan speaking up going to do for the situation? If you have a person that's twice your size that has admitted to anger issues, what is you speaking up going to do? Nothing. Literally nothing. He might be spying. Everybody out there has some type of mind game being worked on them by the father. So it's very possible that he spies on his mom for his dad. That's very possible. But it's sad if that's the case. Thank you for the compliment about my hair. That's the fourth one I've seen. So I guess I'm gonna keep using that product because it's doing what it's supposed to do. I switched to a different hair product and was seeing how it's gonna do. It's so hot out here in Vegas that I can't do any wigs, and I don't even want braids right now. I just want my scalp to be able to feel some wind. So it's making me wear my natural hair. It's hot now. It's been pleasant the past few days, but the first 3 weeks I was here, it literally was hell out there. You open the door and it's just like, just hit you in the face. Yep, Tim's God is meat. Go back up here. think the chat is slowing down. So I'm probably about to draw it to a close. Because again, this was very last minute, and I know that I didn't prepare anybody for it. But instead of doing a video, I just wanted to go live and cover one of them, and try and get something out to you all in a timely manner instead of the wee hours of the morning like I will do a lot of times. So that's why I went live like I did. The next live I will let y'all know about. I won't just spring it up like I did. The hair product is called Scala. I'll go get it real quick. Hold on. I'll show it to y'all. It's, of course, no promo or nothing, but I really do like it because it keeps my hair like it is, but it's lightweight. It's not oily or anything. It's a leave-in conditioner. But hold on. Okay, so this is the hair product. If y'all can see it, and it's a leave-in conditioner, and they come in different colors. So I'm thinking that it's different consistencies, but this is the one that I got. So, yep, that's it. I saw people doing reviews on it on TikTok and decided to try it. Y'all enjoy the lives? Well, thank you. Yeah, I was like literally thinking like, when was the last time I went live? And I'm like, it's been a month. So I had to go live. Like, it's been too long. What is it called again? Scala. Skala. I'm trying to get it where it's not a glare on it, but my light has it. Skala. And it's a conditioner. It's a hair conditioner. So my hair is saturated with water when I put it in there, and then I just let it air dry. If you have, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not trying to turn this into a hair video. If you have a diffuser, like a hair dryer with a diffuser, you can use that also to help, get some of the water out. But I just let mine air dry. But yeah, I'm not trying to turn it into a hair tutorial. You have a blessed week also, Tammy. Good night to everyone that is leaving. I'm going to give it like 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to close it out as well. Thank you for everybody that joined, that tuned in. I appreciate the support as always. Y'all could do anything else with your time. So whenever you come over here and spend it with me, I appreciate it. Yes, thank you. I never say that. Like and hype the video. Thank you for that. I never remember to say any of those things. You know, as many people's videos and lives that I sit in, I just never remember it. My mind be everywhere else. But yes, please like and hype the video. And thank you to everyone who gave super chats. Thank you again to all of you all for sitting in the live and participating. Because without community, it doesn't happen. So thank you all. Stay hydrated for real. I love water. I love water. Being back in Vegas, though, has made me become a water addict. So I'll put lemon in it sometimes because I feel like just plain water, after a while, is not doing what it needs to do. So I can drink water and still feel thirsty. Drink water and still feel thirsty. But then when I add lemon to it, it's like my body starts to absorb it. Good night. Thank you. So yeah, I still have one more video of the burning bridge. I'll be on the last person. So then I'm going to start up the gluttony series. Again, it won't be as long as the burning bridge one has been, but I know at least 3 videos of this series because we got to talk about these deep freezers, Tim. Like, we got to talk about it, and I want to say so much now that'll get a whole new show started because I'm still mind blown. Like, I took off one day of not paying them no attention, and that's the foolishness he got going on out there. 5 deep freezers in his house. In his house. 5 in his house. I cannot fathom waking up and walking in my kitchen and seeing 5 deep freezers in front of me. And if I had 5 deep freezers, I would know that my morals were so far off. But anyway, I am going to, I guess, go ahead and get out of here. 5 of them. Yeah, it's got to be a fire hazard. It has to be. The way he got them lined up there. But it's okay because we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. I might do one of the gluttony before I do the last burning bridge because I just cannot believe this right here. Yeah. I might end up doing that, putting the first one out because I'm anxious to talk about this now. I just, ugh. Yeah, we got to talk about it. So, no, right. He don't know that it's abnormal. He just sitting up here acting like this is normal, everyday stuff. Crazy. Just crazy. It's so crazy. So he's so out of touch with reality. And not because he's just up there, but because he's out of touch with reality. He is him. His mind works differently than most people. Out here to give to those in need. Meanwhile, we gonna stockpile 5 deep freezers full of meat in front of y'all's face. But remember, we giving. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this live here, guys. I really, 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 really appreciate y'all, and especially because I was impromptu with going live. I was just like, let me go live real quick. I just felt like going live, and so I apologize, but mission accomplished. We all got to be in community with each other and talk like we talk. So I'm glad that I did it. Now, thank you all for joining in. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you all. It's good to see you all as well. I hope everybody had a good time talking to each other and, you know, still keeping the focus on the foolishness going on out there. So I will be back with another reaction tomorrow. And yeah, I got a lot of different stuff I'm trying to do over here, but tomorrow is gonna be about these deep freezers. I'm pressing pause on everything else. Tomorrow is gonna be about the deep freezer. So that's what you can expect the topic to be tomorrow, and then I can think straight. After I just get one video out of me, I can think straight. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this one here, guys, and I will see you guys in the comments and on the next reaction. So bye.